A coordinator is an ideal choice for navigation in SwiftUI because it allows you to manage complex navigation flows while keeping your code organized and modular. By using a coordinator, you can centralize navigation logic, making it easier to control transitions, pass data between views, and manage dependencies in a scalable way. In this video, you'll get a step-by-step approach to implementing a coordinator in your own iOS apps, empowering you to build more maintainable and adaptable SwiftUI applications. Make sure to check out the Black Friday sale. The link for a 91% discount is down in the description. So today we are going to talk about coordinators with navigation stack. We are going to create a coordinator from step 1 till you are going to use it inside your application. Now this goes for iOS 17 because it's using navigation stack. Just make sure that you are after that. And first of all, I have created kind of a starter project. Let me just go through it real quickly over here. So I have some views, forgot password view. Let me just remove the canvas, the login view, the main view, the sign up view. Basically, we have our main view, and there we may go to sign up or log in. Now, if we forgot our password from the login view, we might go to the forgot password page. That's it. That's our navigation. That's what we are going to set up. Now, also, I have set up some files that we are going to use. As you can see, all of them are empty. And that's the starter project. Okay, so first of all, we need to create a coordinatable. Now, why is that? Let me just type it out and then I will explain what this does. First of all, we need to import SwiftUI. And this is a type alias. So type alias coordinatable, and AI kind of suggests what it actually I want. It has to be a view, identifiable, hashable. It doesn't have to be equatable in our case. So what is this? Well, we are going to use the view modifiers of sheet and navigation destination, and for those, our destinations need to be of type view and identifiable and hashable. You will see in just a bit how we are going to set all of this up. But I just wanted to create a nice type alias for all these three so I don't have to type it out over and over again. This is coordinatable. Attention iOS developers. This Black Friday, I'm offering the ultimate bundle for SwiftUI experts at an unbeatable 91% discount. Get every tool I've crafted to help you build apps faster and smarter, plus my premier SwiftUI camp, a 4-week live Zoom bootcamp starting on December the 2nd, designed to make you an expert in SwiftUI. Usually valued at $2,280, it's now just yours for $199. Don't miss out on this limited deal. Grab it now using the link in the description. So next up, let's create our coordinator. Now, this is basically the logic where we are pushing, popping, presenting our views. So first of all, of course, let's import SwiftUI as usual. And this is going to be an observable. So at observable. Again, it's iOS 18, not 17, 18. If you want this in iOS 17, you may just use the observable object and just use publish variables. The same things apply. Okay, so this is an observable class coordinator. And as you can see, AI is kind of suggesting observable object, but I don't want to use that. I want to use iOS 18's observation framework with the observable macro. So we are going to pass here these pages, and they have to be coordinatable. You know, what we have set up as a type alias. So I'm just going to name all of them as coordinator pages. And this has to be of type coordinatable. Okay, let me just add those two parentheses. This way, I can address the type of coordinator page. So let's just do that. First of all, we are going to navigate in the navigation stack type of way, and then we are going to also present some models. So stacking and presenting. Let's create a path for the stacking path of navigation path, and let's just initialize it. Navigation path, just like that. Next up, I want to present also a sheet. And You might think that, okay, we might want to present multiple sheets. Well, in this particular scenario, the coordinators will need to be added onto the model. So one coordinator will have one model, be it a sheet or a full screen cover. So we are going to address that when we are going to present the login view. Okay, so var sheet of type coordinator page. This is kind of our destination where we want to land. And let's just do that for the full screen, not sheet, but cover, full screen cover. And these are optional, of course, because at the beginning, we are not giving them any value. We are not presenting any sheet or full screen cover. And also the navigation path is empty. We are going to set up a route for the navigation stack, but the path actually, when we are initializing it, it's empty. Okay, so what type of navigation do we want to cover? Well, stack type, sheet, and full screen cover. For the stack type, I'm going to name it link, with coming from navigation link. Let's create a name so we can easily address them. So push type. And let's just have, sheet, full screen cover is already there. Let's just have a case of a link as the first one over there. Great. So next up, I also want to have a pop type, but I also want to include how many of those navigation paths do I want to pop. So the push type will actually not work. That's why we need a new enum of pop type. And link, sheet, full screen cover will be just fine. But I'm also going to add in here the last. So how many do I want to pop? We're not going to do examples of popping multiple ones, but actually this works if you are having multiple navigation paths inside the navigation stack. Okay. And now comes the real fun part. We want to create our function. So this will just look like something like coordinator push this destination, or coordinator present or pop. We are going to create those functions right now. So func push, and we are going to push a page, and that will be of type coordinator page. And what type of push should this be? Well, we're going to just have this as a push type. And let's set the default one to link, so I don't have to type it out. Usually it's a link type of navigation inside application. So let's just use that as the default one. Okay, so what are we going to do when we are pushing a page onto our stack? Well, we just want to append to the path. So what are we going to do when we are presenting a sheet, where we want to add that page to the sheet as the sheet? Same goes for full screen cover. So let's just switch through the type and link path append page, sheet equals page, full screen cover equals page. I always have to take a look at what the autocompletion, the AI autocompletion suggests us, because sometimes it's not doing what as expected. So that's our push. Really, really nice. Now let's create our pop. So function pop and type. Yes, I want to set the default value for dot link last one. So we are just going to pop one from the navigation stack type of navigation, and then switch type. Let's just see if it's now it's not autocompleting, but anyway, switch type. We're going to have a case of dot link, and we are having a last right over here. Let me just rewrite that as such, and then we are going to say path dot remove last of last, and the sheet, we are going to set the sheet back to nil, and the full screen cover is the same. So that will do it. Okay, so that's how we pop. How do we pop to root? Because that's also really easy to add in here. And I want to have a special function for that too. So func pop to root, not riot, but root. There we go. And we want to say path dot remove last. And we are going to remove all of them. So path dot count. And that's how you pop to root. Really nice. Okay, so that's our coordinator. It's an observable. We are going to use it inside our views. But all of this has to come together with navigation stack and the sheet view modifier and the full screen cover view modifier. Let's just create a coordinator stack view that all encompasses all of this, and then we can use that on our views. So yeah, it's this file. So let's import SwiftUI first, import SwiftUI, and let's create a view. Let's start off with a simple view, and let's name this coordinator stack. Okay, the coordinator stack. I don't care about the preview, and let's just have here a simple text, hello world. So I'm not getting any errors. So what does the coordinator stack need? Well, it needs those coordinator pages. So I'm going to address them right over here. So coordinator page. There we go. And that is going to be of type coordinatable. And then let's take care of our body. Well, first of all, we are going to need a navigation stack, and we are going to use the one with the path. Remember, we just used the navigation path. We need that right over here. And we are going to use an actual coordinator that we have created right over here inside our coordinator stack. Actually, we are going to initialize it right over here and then use it inside our stack. So let's add that at state private var coordinator, and that will be of type coordinator stack. Now coordinator, just a simple coordinator, and we need to pass along the coordinator page. It's coordinator page, and let's initialize that. So now I can bind the path from the coordinator. So $, coordinator.path. And for the root, we are going to take a look at the root in just a second. We want that to be some sort of a view. And remember, the coordinatable is actually a view. Therefore, in this case, the coordinator page is also of type view. So we can just easily pass along our root as a coordinator page and just set it right over here, root. Just simple as that. When we are going to initialize the coordinator stack, we are going to set up the root from the coordinator pages that we are going to set up in just a second later, right over here in this file. Okay, so this looks fine, but I just want to have a better initializer. I don't want to have the root as the outer property of this coordinator stack. Let's create our simple init. Yes, that will be just fine. Let me just do the changes that need to be done. You know, auto-completion is not always correct, and that has to go. And this has to be not a coordinatable, but a coordinator page. And all the errors should go away. Nice. Okay, we have our navigation stack, we have our root. So now it's time to add our view modifiers, the navigation destination, the sheet, and the full screen cover. So let's start off with the navigation destination. Navigation destination, and we are going to use the one with 4. The item and is presented is for different scenarios. So navigation destination 4, hashable.type. Now, that is the type that we are expecting for the destination to be used with. Now, our hashable in our case is the coordinator page. And let's just add the .self right over there. And for the destination, well, you could just hit return and add in destination. And then remember, the destination is also a view. So the destination will be used for this case. So the trigger and also the destination is the same thing right over here. But yeah, this is kind of, you know, we can do it a little bit better. We can just add in here, in those two parentheses, just simply add $0. And that means what we just shortened. Okay, the same goes for the sheet. Let's just type that out, sheet. We are going to use the one with the item, and Let's just add the item will be our $ coordinator dot sheet. There we go. Remember, that's an optional, and here we needed that identifiable. It has to be identifiable. And right over here again, we are going to use, well, actually I'm going to type it out myself. We are going to use the $0. The same logic applies as we did with the navigation destination. So $0. Okay, they are went away. Really, really great. Let's duplicate this line because the full screen cover is the same. There we go with the item, and the coordinator dot full screen cover is what we are binding to the item. And that's it. We now have the logic on the views themselves. All we have to do is use them. But we need to access the coordinator on our views. Therefore, we are going to add the coordinator as an environment. The object will be our coordinator. There we go. Okay, so now we will be able to use them, access the coordinator on our views. Now it's time to set up our pages. Where are we going to navigate? And that's in the coordinator pages. We're going to set up two coordinators, one for the main navigation name coordinator, and the second one is for the login, because the login view will be presented as a sheet, and I want to navigate with a type of link to the forgot password view, and that has to have its own coordinator. So it's, kind of an example of using these coordinators multiple times, coordinator within a coordinator. Okay, so let's import SwiftUI first, import SwiftUI, and then let's have this as an enum, and let's name this not coordinator pages, but main coordinator pages. Let me just paste that in there. It has to be of type coordinatable. Let's just have this as coordinatable. Therefore, I need to set up, it has to be identifiable. So let's have that var ID of type UUID, and let's just initialize that right over there. Okay, so we do need also some more compliance to the coordinatable, but for now, let's just have our cases. Case root, case login, and we are going to move some data also, title of type string, so you will know how we move data between views. And finally, case sign up. There we go, sign up. Remember, the forgot password view will be presented in a different coordinator. So now it's time to adhere to the view protocol, which means that we need to add in our body some view. And what we're going to do right over here is, according to the case that we choose, base root, login, sign up, we're going to use a view. So we want to switch through our self. So switch self, and as you can see, we have root, login, and sign up. So on the root, we are going to use main view. This is where we are linking the actual views to our logic. On the login, we are going to use we are going to have a coordinator stack, which we are going to create in just a second. Let's just add in here a text of login for now. And login title, why not? And then for the sign up, we are going to use our sign up view. There we go. So what about this login? We don't want to use the text. We want to use the login view. There is our title. We want to create a separate coordinator for that, which has the login view as its root. You see, the root right over here is the main view. So let's create another coordinatable enum. So enum, and that will be our login coordinator pages. That's right, it's of type coordinatable. Var ID, I'm just going to use the var ID of UID. That is equals, by the way, right over here, as you can see. Oh, not equals. Okay, that's fine. And then we want to have a case of root with a title, because remember, that is That is what is required from our login view. And then not sign up, but forgot password. Okay, the body, well, let's just type out the switch again. So switch self, and yeah, instead of text of login, we are going to actually use our login view of title, and we're just going to pass along the title. This is how we would move some dependencies, some data between views. Use this for small things like, let's say, index or the title right over here. If you want to move more complex data, then please use an environment so you can just access your data and manipulate your data accordingly. It's much more SwiftUI-like. But again, this for the simple title works, and I just wanted to make sure that you understand how you may want to pass along data between your views. Please know that this is not a bindable, this is not a binding, it's not state, observable object. This is just a simple data type which we are just passing along to the destination view. Okay, so we got our coordinator and coordinator pages set up. Now it's time to actually use that. We have our coordinator stack set up, our pages set up. Now it's time to put it all together. So let's start off right over here on the, where the main view is added. Instead of using the main view, we are going to initialize the coordinator stack. So let's just have a coordinator stack. And of course, with the root. And this root has to be hashable, identifiable, and of view type. Well, I'm going to use our main coordinator pages dot and root. Remember, all of these enum cases are all free. So identifiable, hashable, and of type view. And it's of type view. So this coordinator stack will be eventually a view, which is really, really nice. Okay. So that's how we are actually setting up our coordinator stack root with the coordinator stack. And of course, you are just selecting any of those cases as the root. So I just building and run. Let me just move this so we can just see it a little bit better. Hopefully it will just load quickly. There we go. Let's see the actual main view displayed right over here. What is inside the main view? Well, those two buttons. Let's just see. There we go. We have a sign up and a login inside the list, of course. Okay, so let's go and populate the main view because we want to navigate to the sign up view and also to the login. Now, first of all, we need to grab access to our main coordinator. There are two of them, by the way, if you have paid attention to the coordinator pages, the main coordinator and then the login coordinator. So let's get access to the main coordinator right over here at environment. And that will be of type coordinator and of we are going to pass along what pages we want to use in this coordinator, and that is our main coordinator pages, and then .self for the coordinator, okay, and then finally private var and main coordinator. Okay, so this is how we initialize our coordinators. You always want to specify what pages that coordinator is actually using. Okay, so now let's navigate to the sign up. And this is kind of the final part, this is the most amazing part. We're just going to say main coordinator dot push, and let's just use, the sign up page. And this is a one-liner. And most importantly, it's as an action. So it's not dependent on the user input. I know this is a button, it's for user input, but you could use this main coordinator dot push sign up on appear or whenever you see fit as an action occurs inside your application. So let's build and run and see if we're actually going to navigate to our sign up view. There we go, sign up view. And we can also use the back button to just navigate back. Okay, so next comes the login button. This is where we are adding a new coordinator page onto our, the logic. So we are going to say main coordinator dot push, and not login because that's just login, but with a title. Okay, login title. Let's just say there we go, and this has to be a sheet type. So let's just have the type of dot sheet. Okay, but actually I forgot something, that is setting the login as the root with a coordinator, and this has to be done in the coordinator pages. Remember, we just added it here, login.title. Well, now we do have our login coordinator pages, so we are going to create a coordinator stack with a root of login coordinator pages. There we go, dot, and then root with a title, and we are just going to pass it along. Title. So this is where it all comes together. You see now the login coordinator pages are inside the main coordinator pages. Great. And all of that can be triggered right over here with a push of the login type of title, with the title and the type of sheet. So let's see that now. And it should work. Sign up. That works. Login. There we go. And the title is hello there. And it's inside the navigation stack. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. And we have two buttons right over here, which we are going to cover in just a second. Now let's take a look at the login view. Yeah, we are going to take a look at it next. Okay. So first of all, we need to grab our login coordinator. So let's have the environment, and then that will be a coordinator. And then let's set up the page type. So login coordinator pages and dot self on the coordinator, and then private var, not coordinator, not any type of coordinator. This is the login coordinator. Okay. The title is already been set up. That's fine. How do we navigate to the forgot password? This is just a simple push. So we are going to say login coordinator dot push and forgot password. Easy as that. So how do we pop this? Well, actually, if we were only on the login coordinator, then we just pop. But what we actually want is to grab access to our main coordinator and pop the sheet right over there. So I just copied and pasted it right over here. So now main coordinator dot pop, and yeah, the simple pop will just well, actually the pop, I believe the simple pop is with the link. So we want to present pop the sheet. So now, and I think I'm just going to add an underscore here because it's much more convenient. So pop dot sheet. So let's build and run and take a look at the forgot password and the pop too. So login, as with the sheet, forgot password, it's just navigating in a stack fashion manner, and then just popping it is just going to dismiss it. Really, really nice. Okay, so that's how you would do a coordinator within a coordinator. Now, if you don't really like this kind of, it's a little bit more confusing for you, you should definitely check out Navigation Coordinator, one of my products, which actually is bundled inside our Black Friday sale. So go ahead and check out the link is down in the description for a 91% off. And as you can see, all of my 20 products, there is Navigation Coordinator, what I was talking about, plus SwiftUI Camp. So you could join 4 weeks learning SwiftUI from the ground up with me on Zoom sessions, on a cohort-based sessions. It will be so much fun. It's starting in December. Go ahead and check out the link in down the description for the Black Friday sale. It's the most that I can give you this year, so you can start off next year with a real SwiftUI boost.